Hi everyone, you're welcome to the training. My name is Sulia Ojo and I'm going to be teaching you on how to use Microsoft Office. In it, we are going to be learning about Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and PowerPoint. Microsoft Word is used for documentation, typing, like letter, saving. It's used for simple calculation, while PowerPoint is used for presentation. So for today, we are going to start with Microsoft Word. Before I forget, this training is brought to you by Mind the Gap and Dini Engine. So Dini Engine is an online freelance site of which you can visit Dini.tech to see what we have there. If you have a job for us, you can give it to us. And if you want to register there, after you finish this training, you can register as a creative person in either helping people for their secretarial work, simple calculation of data analysis, or just PowerPoint presentation. A lot of people nowadays need help with their projects, of which you can render to them. So we are going to start the training properly. Please stay focused and follow through. If you have anything to ask, feel free to type in and I will get through to you. So let's start. Please, moderator, share my screen. So I hope every one of us has Microsoft Office. I want to believe every one of us have Microsoft Office installed on our system. So if you don't know how to start your Microsoft Word Office, just type in here, type Microsoft Word. We are using Windows 10. You see it here. When they are using Windows 10, you see it to come out like this. They can click open. But they are using Windows 7, then you can just click on anywhere you see Microsoft Word written out boldly. So once you click on open, I won't be able to click on open here because my software is illegal and I'm using internet, so it will read very fast and corrupt it. So you click on open. Once you've opened it comes here to this page. You have blank documents. If you have any other work that you've done before now, you see all those jobs beneath it. But if not, you see only black documents and some other characters underneath. So you click on blank document. So once you click on this blank document, it takes you to a blank document. It should be blank like this. So this is what they call documents in Microsoft Word, and it's also known as a page. Hope you can see it. There's nothing on it, so that's why it's called blank document. So today we are going to be looking at the tools bar up here. We have first here the file. To move away from this, you press ESC on your keyboard. Let me show my screen keyboard so that you can see what I'm pressing. For you to go to your on-screen keyboard, just press on screen. Please make sure your spelling is correct. If not, bring out something else. Now you can see it on screen keyboard. So you click on it. So please wait for it to load, to pop up. So now these are on-screen keyboard of which I'm going to be using so that you can see what I'm pressing on my keyboard. So now we are on this page. So for you to leave this page, do not press cancel here, because if you do, to cancel, to close your document and you have to start all over again. So just press ESC on your keyboard and it takes you back to the main page. So that's what that is for. So we are going to be looking at the home button, the insert button, and the layout button. Basically, these are the three buttons we use mostly on Microsoft Word. most of the time we use those three buttons on Microsoft Word. They are used for the basic editing and formatting or layout of how you want your work to be shown. So before I will start, I have to minimize this so that I can open other things. I have a job here of which I've typed, and it's a rough sketch of the job. So if you see it now, this is a rough sketch of the job that I've typed. It's not well aligned. You can see it here now. The date here is not aligned with the accept here. And the dates here ought to be at the right hand side because it's showing that this work has to address and is going on letterhead. If I scroll down, as you can see, together. This Madu Toshiko and Ujo Suliat are not supposed to be together. It's not well aligned. So we're going to be using this home button insert layout to make sure everything is well aligned to the extent that we can achieve this result. And see now, this is the final work and is well aligned. The date and the accept is on the same line, and the date here up now is on the right hand side, of which it ought to be. Those words that needs to be bold are bold. The heading too is bold and is at the middle. So if you scroll down, you can see it here now. That the Madu Toshuku and the Diodos now have a space, showing that they are two separate entities. They are not the same. So please, I'm going to be pressing to achieve this result. So let's scroll up again. For you to scroll up, you can hold down your left mouse key and then just scroll up. Or you can just click on this place, continue clicking on it to scroll down. Or you click on this button up, scroll up. So if you are a complete amateur that doesn't know how to type or anything, do not bother yourself by typing at first when you're learning Microsoft Word. Because after you finish typing, normal typing, all of us can see on the keyboard 8, you can see on the keyboard F. So you basically know how to type. But arranging and giving it a good layout is a major work in Microsoft Word. So now, for you to highlight, look at the cursor key. Please pay attention to the cursor key because it will be very, very important. So it's showing at the point of the 8th February 2021. So once you just click on your mouse, if you are using a mouse, just click on the left side of your mouse. But if you are using a laptop, just click at that middle, that scrolling side of your laptop. Just click on it and it will highlight. That is the first stage of highlighting. Or make sure your cursor key, this one that is blinking, that is coming and going, is beside it. Then hold down your left mouse key and highlight. So those are the two ways that you can highlight anything you want on Microsoft Word. Is that you make sure that the arrow key is pointing towards where you want it. See, this one now is towards the adenine, but I don't want it there. So you bring it up a little, then click. Or you hold down your left mouse key and then highlight. So I want this to be at the right hand side. So we'll start with the font. The font means that how do you want your text to appear on your word? That is what it means. So I can change it here. Here is the font for you to pick. You can click down here, you have a lot of fonts in it. So if I to change it, you can see my 2021 is changing. I hope you are paying attention to that highlight, the date that I highlighted. So it's changing. You can change it if you don't want it to be the same font with the rest. You might want it to be the same font, so I will still use Times New Roman. So that is one thing about that. This is your font number or font size. So you can increase it or decrease it. If I press 8, see it's becoming smaller. If I click on 14, it's becoming bigger. If I make it 26, now it's bigger. So according to how you want your text to be visible, you can increase your font size or decrease your font size. But the normal size is 12 or 14. From 12 to 14. That is usually the normal size for typing any document. And most of the times, people use Times New Roman for typing, or they use bookmark style or camera, anyone, but just use anyone you think you like best, or anyone you are being instructed to use. For me, I use Times New Roman, so it's there. So the next one here is the increase font size, which is working the same function as this, and this is the decrease font size. So if you don't want to click on this place to put any number, you can come here and just click to keep increasing, or you click here to do what? To keep decreasing. So that is the function of this increase font size or decrease font size. The next one here is our what? Change case. Change case means for you to change from capital letter to small letter to any type of lettering that you want. So if you click it, you put it as sentence case to still be normal. If you click it and put it as lowercase, the February have changed its size. Always highlight anytime you want to do anything. If not, nothing will show when you are clicking on anything. So if you put it on uppercase, now the February and the TH, everything is in capital letter. So if you put it at capitalized each word, that means that at the beginning of each lettering, the first letter will be what? Capital letter, while the rest will be what? Small letters. Then the last one, if you put it at the top case, as you can see, this is showing like an arrow. So the head is in small letter, while the other letters are in what? Capital letter. So I'll go back to my sentence case because that is how I want it. It's not right. So I go back to what? Capitalize each word. And now it's okay. So again, using the 8th of February 2021, can come here. Now we have the bold. Each time you don't click, but each time you move your mouse or your cursor towards anything on the menu bar, on the toolbar, it shows you the name of that function or what is written there. As you can see, bold is clearly written. Now it's Control B, that is the shortcut. Make your text bold. So if you click on it, you can see your text is now bold. So let me increase this a little bit so that you can see what is applying on it. So let me use this to increase it. After I'm going to decrease it. So this to make your text bold. If you click it out, your text remain on bold, but if you click it there, the text becomes what? Bold. This is what italic. Now it's to make your sentence or your letters to slant a little bit. That's what italic means. So if you click on it, you can see my February is not a little bit slant. If I don't want it there, I click out and it's back to normal. So this is underline. If you have any small button anywhere in your tools, know that they have many buttons underneath it. It's not just one. So because this underline has a small button, you should click it, then you see many styles of underlining. So if you click on this, that means you want the underline to be bold. If you click on this, you want it to be double line. If you click on this, then you want it as the dotted lines. I don't want it as this, so I click on this and my underline is there. If I don't want it there, I click out and it's off. So this is strike through. But basically, we don't use this in Microsoft Word because it's just like to show that you've canceled something, but you don't want to erase it completely from the text. So that is what it does most of the time. But most of the times, we erase it completely since we are not marking or writing. So except maybe you are helping somebody to preview his or her project and you feel like this is not right in it, but you don't want to remove it completely so that the person won't be feeling like, what did he or she remove there? You can just strike through it and it shows that this is wrong and the person can delete it completely by him or herself. So it's not needed. So you click out on it. Then this is subscript. That means you want your text to be below a particular text. Why this is what superscript? So like this 8H now, I'm going to type something here, TH, and I want the TH to be at the top. That means you highlight only the TH. Remember, how do we highlight? Don't highlight all. Highlight only the TH. Click beside it. Hold down your left mouse key and highlight. Then you have your TH highlighted. Then come here. If you want it to be subscript, it goes down. If you want it to be superscript, it goes up. So that is like this 8th is what is achieved. So anyone you want from it, either subscript or superscript, you just click on it. So let's go back to this. So highlight your work again. Then here is for your text effect or typography. If you want to change your text effect to look a little bit like a design also, so you can see all these are showing that anyone that you click, that is how your text is going to appear. Now this one does not have a shade in it, it's just only an outline. And you can see now that your text is applying as an outline. So if you want it this way with a shadow effect and a black, you can do that. And if you want more option here, you can just click. Remember, I've told you, anywhere you see all these small buttons, that means that they have other functions embedded in it. So you can click it and try it out to see what it says out. Sorry, I've clicked on one of it and it's not loading. So let it load finish. Please, once your system is loading anything, do not press on any other thing. If not, it makes your system hang. Just give it a little bit of time and everything will be sorted out. So now this one is loading. These are the style for this stylic set, but I don't need any one of them, just to show. So you click out. Then this is a text highlight color. Now majorly this text highlight color is not being used also, except for, like I've said before, maybe you gave your project to your supervisor and is highlighting with some certain color. That means it's calling your attention to a particular thing within the document. Now either for you to erase it or change it or do something about it. So if I should click on this, if you can see from here, our highlight color here is a little bit of what? Arch color. But if I click on this, it will change to yellow. This will change to green. But the only difference between this color is that if I should click on it and then click out, it will still remain. It won't leave. That's how it should be. So that's why it's not mostly used. This is to remain. So if you don't want it again, come here and click on what? No color. And then it does what? Disappear. So I light it back. Then this is text column. The difference between this and this is that for this font column, it applies. Let's try it out. So it applies to your text only. Give your text a color. That's the difference between this. Why this text highlight column gives the whole of your text something like a boundary. You understand what I'm saying? Something like a boundary or a shape according to how the text is. So that is the difference between those two. So it's either you want to highlight the text as a particular color or you want everything to be in a border. Because this is not like the text is in a border. So if you don't want this blue color, simply come back here and just click on what? Black, which is the automatic color. So I hope I'm not too fast and you're getting the full gist of how to align your work, because I'm still going to align all this very well, but I want us to use this as a starting step so that we can understand the function of each one of these tools that are here. So next is paragraph. So for the paragraph, it means that from one sentence to the other, how do you want your text to appear? From one sentence to the other, You don't understand what paragraph is. Once they finish a certain opinion, a point of view, you move to the next one. So we are not going to be highlighting this one again, because this will not work for paragraph. For you to be able to know the function of a paragraph, it has to be more than just a sentence or a two lines of words. So I will highlight this, hold out my left mouse key, and then do what? Highlight. Just scroll a little bit down. So then I come to paragraph. This bullet bullet list. Do you want the addendum law to come in a style of bullet? So we have many styles there. If you click on this, as you can see here now, you can see the dash line. That means that this is how you want to use it. So this one is mostly used most of the time when you are listing an item. Like for instance, let me type in something here. Let me show my screen keyboard so that you can see what I'm typing. Wow. Now I remember the screen keyboard, I opened it when I opened this blank document. So it will always pop up on the page that you open it. So I move it up, go back to the document that I'm using, which is this. So now I'm there. So I take it up a little bit so that you can see what I'm typing. So I want to type list of items, and I'm typing it but it's not showing. It's because it's very small. So I highlight it, minimize my screen keyboard, then I will highlight it and then increase it. As you can see, the size is 2, which is very small. Then I will increase it here. You can see it's becoming bigger and clearer. Can you see it now? But it's too big. I want to decrease it. I go back here and now it's reduced. So I bring up my own screen keyboard, then press enter. So let me finish this list of items. I'm using my on-screen keyboard so that you see what I'm typing. Items to be brought. So you can click enter. For you to go to the next line, you click enter. I can put salt, the next one, sugar, mangi, stag. Let's leave it at 4 items. So now these are lists. So in this paragraph side, you can design your list. So I'll highlight it. So after highlighting it, then you come here to the first one, bullet. Do I want to create a bullet? Something like a shape style. If you don't want this, you go to the cycle. If you don't want this, you use this or this or this or this. Many times I'm sure you've seen people using this mark and you are wondering where did they see it. So they got it from the bullet list. So you use this or this. Anyone that you feel you're okay with. So I prefer this, so I could go with this. So if I don't want it in bullet form, I want it in number form, then you come here and then just pick your style of numbering. Do you want it enclosed in a bracket? Do you want it in a Roman figure, alphabet, capital letter, small letter? Please, if you are using a lower version of Microsoft Word, maybe Microsoft Office 2003 or maybe 2007 or 6, if you are pointing, using your mouse to point at all this, it won't be changing until you click on it before you can see the effect of what you've clicked on. But if you're using a higher version starting from 2010 upward, then you actually see what the function of it before you can actually select what you are doing. So please do follow through. Don't feel like it's not working on my own end. So just the version that you're using that is different from mine. So can leave it at any one of it that you want to change. So this is that about this year. Now, this is rarely used, or is, let me even say, it's not most of the time used. It's when you have a subsection of what you are listing and you want to write. Like when you write man, they have A, B, C, D underneath. Then you can use this to do your numbering. As you can see it, that's how it has been arranged. You have one A I, one A I, one A I. Any slide that you want, like then it goes like that. Then this one is your what left indent, decrease indent, or what increase indent. So if you click on it, you see it's going back. As you click on it, it goes back. If you want it to go front, it goes what front. So that is majorly the function of this. And the short key here is tab on the keyboard. If you click on your tab, so if you click on your tab, ensure it's highlighted. Anything you want to do, make sure you highlight it. If you don't highlight it, nothing will be done on those texts. You just keep clicking on it. So remember, highlighting is very, very important in Microsoft Word. So you see it's going, if you don't want it to go, just press on your delete. Oh, delete on this springboard is deleting it completely. So you press Ctrl Z for you to have your things back. We are going to be talking about the short key after, but the first thing first is to know how to use the tools up. So if I click on back here, it's to behaving like that. So the reason why it's behaving like this is because I didn't use the tab at the beginning of the stage. Instead, I use the key here for that. So just click here and it goes back. But assuming you use the tab at the beginning of it, then that means once you click your backspace or your keyboard, it will just keep going back. It won't delete it. Because I've seen that now you are giving a response to the tab. So that is how the two of them here work. They have the A to Z here, which is what called what sort. So do you want it to be from small, from the big, how do they say it? Do you want it from alphabetically upward, or you want it alphabetically downward? Or do you want it from numerical downward or numerically upward? So here, once you click on this sort here, a table pops up. It asks you, do you want it in a descending order or ascending order? Do you want the text or the number? Because you have this number here. So if you click on the text, and you want it in ascending order, it helps you to arrange it alphabetically. So just click OK. And you can see now the Mangi is first, then the sort is SS, then followed by either SA or SP. So let's try the number. You want to arrange it with the number, then you want it in a descending order. Then you click this. So, but it's still the same because we've arranged it what alphabetically order. So let's change it, Ctrl Z. For you to undo, just press Ctrl Z. So you go back. Let's try the number. The number here is not working, so it's working for the text only. So it's working for the text only. So let's use the text only, and in ascending order, then that will change. So that is the function of all these ones. Then now is our alignment. So do you want to align it left, center, right, or justified? So we highlight this. Let me increase this a little so that you can see what it does. So automatically, once you open your document and you start typing, everything is always aligned at the left side of your document. Everything starts from the left side like this. So automatically everything is always on the left side. So if you click on left, it might not change. Anything might not change here. But if you click on center, then this goes to the center. If you click on right, this goes to the right side. And if you click on justified, then it arranges it and make sure that everything is appearing on a straight line. So assuming this text Let me type something long. No, let's use the words down so that you can see. Remember, you can just click on this button to scroll down. You can highlight this now, and everything will be what on a straight line, justified. You can see. Now the date and the dated and the asset now are on a straight line compared to when everything is what on the left and showing as if it's a little bit scattered. So that's why they call it alignment. It helps you align your text according to the way that you want. Then this now is the line spacing or paragraph spacing. That means the spacing between this following and what 21st. That's what this one does. The spacing between this following and 21st. But if you align it with other paragraph, that means it will perform. Sorry. So that means the spacing between the spacing between this no, it has gone. The spacing between this first paragraph and then this second paragraph. So let's start with the line paragraph first. It's the same function depending on what you are highlighted. So you have 1.0, 1.15, 1.5. As you can see, it's changing. You have 2.0, 2.2, 2.5, 3.0, according to how wide you want your line spacing to be. So basically, the basic line spacing we use most of the time is from 1.0 to 1.5 because it makes your work look a little bit more beautiful compared to using 2.0. You can see, I've clicked on 2.0. These lines are too much. It's not showing that it's a sentence or they are in one paragraph. It's showing as if they are separate text on their own or separate sentence on their own. Meanwhile, they are one. So just use 1.5 and it's fine. So next is our shading. The shading tool works like your text highlight color. If you want to change your text, as you can see, but this is not highlighted. If you use this now, this is your text highlight is a little bit bright. You can see it now, it's a little bit bright. If you look at the color very well, the colors here are a little bit bright compared to your shading. And if you can see it now, your light color does not cover all your text. There's a white space in between, and there's also a white space in between here. But when you talk of shading, shade everything. See, there's no white space. Everything is what shaded, and the color another what bright. So in this, you can do your design. Microsoft Word will use for a little bit of design. So this white color in the black, my field is not showing. Just come to your text color here and just change it to any color that you want. The blue sky is too poor. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I think this orange is no, this one too is a little bit poor. So let's use red or yellow. Yellow is better so that it can show out a little bit. So if you don't want any of this again, come back here, click on no color. That appears. Come back here also, and then just click on what black for the automatic, and everything is back to what normal. So that is how the shading tools work. Then for this we have borders. This is used for table, and since we don't have table work here, just leave it out. This is specially used for what table, as you can see, whole border. So most of the time, these are the functions that work best for what table. The rest are not even showing except for the whole border. So now here is what they call styles. How you want your work to what appear. So if I should highlight from alternative payment method down here, then click on normal. You can see my text have dramatically done what change. That means this is the way I want it to appear. If I should click on no spacing, it's back. Hope you can see the changes. It depends on what you want actually. So it's not like it has a rule in this style. It doesn't. So if you want it this way or this way or this way, anyhow you want your style to be, click here and give you any style. But majorly when you are doing a documentation or a typing that has a purpose or that has a setting, most times it's either you use normal or what, no spacing. So either one of it is always good for you to use for any documentation you are doing. Either you use what, normal or no spacing. But for me, as a typist, I use no spacing because I want to give any space or anything I want. I want to do it by myself, not the one the computer has what program. But I might not want the system to apply it to all my documents. I might want it as part of some documentation. That's when it comes to that, you have to use all these things. But if you want it to apply to all your documentation, then you can use any of this. So that is that about all this. Now, the last stage of the home button, we are coming back to arrange this because it's not well arranged. But I want you to understand all these buttons so that once I start arranging it, then you understand that it won't be as if I'm doing some kind of magic for jazz. So for the find buttons, for you to look for a particular word in the system or in your text or in your document that you feel maybe you need to see where it is or you want to change. If you want to change it, then you click on what? Replace. But if you want to look for it just to be sure it's there, just click on what? Find. Please, if you are not using from Microsoft Office to 2010 upward, it might not come out as, it might pop up as a normal table on its own that you see on your screen. It might not be beside your screen. So let me see. My name is in the text, so I can just write Suliat. Now, you can see it's showing how many results that is funded. 2 results. So this is the first one. This is where my name first appear here. So maybe I want to change my name or I want to be sure that my name is there. Once you just type it to show you, but if it's not there, that means you've made a mistake and there's nothing there. So if I want to see the next place that the result is, I click on this button. If it pops out at the normal table on your screen, you just see next. They will write next on that place. So just click next, or you see find underneath it as part of the option. So those are the 2 places that it appears. So if I click on this again, this is the second one to take me back to the what, the first one. So you close it. Now if I want to replace it, I want to replace my name. Now this is the table I'm talking about. This is the normal table that always pop up. This kind of text box. Let me not call it table. This normal box that always pop out when you click on find or replace. So see, this is the find next that I was talking about. So now I want to replace my name Suliat to Bola instead of Suliat. So it's either I replace this, if I click on this replace just one, the first find of where it found the Suliat, that is where you replace. But if I click on replace all, that means that anywhere Suliat appears on my document, it changes to what? Bola. That is what this replace all does. So you have to be sure that you are doing just one replacement and not all the whole replacement. You understand now? So if I click on replace, here, now it has brought me to the second one. If I click on replace, as you can see now, Bola. So then we've reached the end of the document. You want to continue searching from the beginning. Just click on yes, they tell you can't find the word Suliat again because it's what find word Suliat and it has been replaced with what Bola. So you have to be careful to be sure that you're doing just one replacement and not all replacement. So that is what about find and what replace. And in here also make sure your spelling is correct because I should put Suliat and add a T here. is wrong, it will never find it too, because that is not what I expect in the document. So once we are through, just close it. And that is that about that. So now we are going to arrange our document. Let me do Ctrl Z for that. So then you scroll up, just keep clicking on this, then you keep moving up. So let me delete this. So we are going to arrange this document now so that it will look beautiful. It will look too scattered or ununderstandable. Because now you don't know which one is the heading, which one is this, which one is that. So let me cancel this. Backspace, just click on your backspace. I like this. Then I want it to be swift. Click on swift. I don't want it to be bold. So now let's start aligning our work or editing our work. What we are going to be doing now is called editing or formatting in Microsoft Word. So now, first of all, I will highlight this. I want it to be at the right hand side. So I click on this. Then it's at the right hand side. This is already justified. It's okay. Now, this is the heading of my letter. I will highlight it, make it bold. Remember, the heading of every letter is always bold. And then keep it what at the center. Some people like it to be underlined. Click on underline. Why some don't like it? So it's okay like this. Now here the spacing between these ones is too much. So I highlight it. Come to my line spacing and give it 1.5. 1.15 is okay. And it's not justified, as you can see. This highlight is supposed to be straight, but it's having a bent line. Then click here and it's what? Justified. So account name, these are other vital information in the document. So it has to be bold to show that this is very important. Then do what? Click on bold. Then you scroll down. Here also is not justified. So you highlight it down and then do what? Click on justified. Then it's been justified. Next. Now, this line with this line supposed to be, they have to have space so that it will look more beautiful. It's not supposed to join together. So remember, it's either you click on your tab, you click on tab here, or on your home button. So let me do that here for the just layout here. You click on what? Increase index. Wow. But this is moving the two of them together and I don't want it like that. So Ctrl Z. So just use your tab. So click on tab and there it goes. Now for this also, click on your tab and there is what is moving. So that is that about this. You can see now it's a little bit beautiful and looking when I arrange and align, not rough. Then I want the names to be what? Bold. Highlight it and just click on what? Bold. Now if this should shift inside, just click on it, go to your keyboard and press space bar. Sorry. So undo. So just press space bar on your keyboard. There's no space bar on this keyboard. Delete. And I don't want to delete from front. So everything here now is okay. So let me show you the original document so that you can see. So now, this is the original document. So please look carefully as I scroll and you see that everything is well aligned and is looking well arranged. So in between the text, there are some items that they want highlighted to show how important it is. And see, this was bold. This is also what bold. So now most of you might be wondering, how did I get this line? I did not draw it too. There's a way you do that on your keyboard, which I'm going to show you. So let's go back to our rough work. Let me clean this and then do it. Backspace. You hold down your shift and then your dash key on your keyboard. I'm going to use your screen keyboard to do that so that you can see it. That's how you get your line. Let me use this. Let me delete this. Delete always delete from behind, but when you use your backspace, it deletes from the front. So you hold down your shift and then your dash key here. Undo. You have to keep holding down your shift and then your dash. I'm holding down my shift on my keyboard actually again after pressing on this so that you can continue. But once your hand moves away from your shift, then you just have a single dash, which is not what we want. See, this is how you get your what line. So sometimes when you need just a single line here and you hold down your shift and then you click on this and then you click enter, it turns to a long line. If you don't want it like this, just press Ctrl Z and it becomes the short line that you want. Finish. So it goes back to the normal short line that you want. If not, neither is going to be and you can't edit that. So please, that is all that about the home button. Please, I hope you are following through. And like I've said earlier, almost everybody knows how to type, but it's not everyone that knows how to arrange his or her document after typing. So people don't know how to arrange, and some people don't know how to ensure that some important text in their document are being highlighted or arranged in a way that you understand that this is what this person is trying to talk about. And especially the line spacing, most people don't know how to use it. So that is how you edit with your what home button. Next is our what insert. Now in this insert, we have a lot of little bit of design here and there that we're going to be using. So I'm not going to use this for our insert. I'm going to be using another document entirely for our what insert. So like this number one here, I hope we all remember we got it. Like this is a bullet and it's showing here. Anything that you do on your system here, once you see all this black, that means that is what is being applied. For me to have clicked here, this one is showing, that means it's on the left, is numbering, and is what the star is what no spacing. So remember we got this line, and remember we get this other one also. So now let's go to our insert button. So the first thing on insert is what? Tables, illustrations. We're going to be looking at just tables, illustrations, header and footer, a little bit of all these, the symbols. For today, we might not be able to finish everything in my Microsoft Word today, because I've told you the basics that we are going to be looking at is home, insert, and layout. And in it, we have a lot of other functions that are there. They are very, very important whenever you are doing what? Editing or formatting your document. So the table is very simple. We have a table here. So in this table here, down here like this is what we call the what? Row. While straight down like this is what we have the what? Columns. So if you need a table, just click anywhere in your document, click this. Do not do this, please. It's not always easy to edit a table when you've done all this on it. Instead, insert your table. Always learn how to insert your table, and do not draw your table, because it becomes complicated for you to edit or do some corrections in it when you make a mistake. So insert, click on insert and a box pop up. Now you have to know the number of columns you want and the number of rows that you want. Like I said, down here is your rows, while vertical is your row, horizontal is your what? Columns. So if I want it 2 by 5, then you click what? Okay. So now you can see my table. I have 5 rows and what? 2 columns. So that's how this table was gotten. They can type in anything you want in it. And type in as many things that you want in it. And use your tab to go to the next place. So let me bring that to my on-screen keyboard. Remember, I've told you your screen keyboard always appear on where you use it last. So since you use it here last, it pop up here. So come here and it's here. So you can use tab, goes to the next column, press 3, use tab, goes to the next column, press 2, use tab, goes to the next column, press 4, use tab, goes to the next column. Just type in anything you want there. And if you've made a mistake that this thing is not complete, so just press tab, then create another column down, then it's there. So that's the first thing about table. Now if you feel this space is too wide in between, once you create a table, you can see here this thing looking like a net or a hash. Then another one is here and another one is here. This is the difference. You see it here on your normal document. This is how this thing will look like. There won't be a hash something something hanging somewhere. So your ruler bar here, you see it here. Now this is for this. It's for this line here. And drag it anywhere you want. Why this is for the middle. So you can drag it through. As I'm closing it up, it's closing. If you feel it's too wide, and I don't want it like that, then this is for the last line. So you can close it up a little bit also. You hold down your left mouse key and just do what? Drag. Now is that about what? How to create your what? Table. And if you feel that you need to insert a new column here also, just once you see this arrow key, this black arrow key that is showing at the top of that table, just make sure it's there and right click. Once you right click, you say insert. Yeah, do you want to insert columns left or right? Or you want, now you have to know the difference between columns and rows so that you'll be making mistake. So the columns is horizontal, while rows is what? Vertical. So if you click column left, you have it here. So let's just try all those inserts so that you understand the difference of what I'm saying. If you click columns right, you have, let me do Ctrl Z and highlight this book side so that you know the difference between right and left. So if you click right, it appears beside the books. If you click on rows, rows above, you can see, because I highlighted the place of the books, rows above is creating a new complete table for me up here. So you have to know the difference between your rows and your columns So if you want to insert any rows, the right place for you to alight is this side. So that you can have just one rows. So if you click here and click rows above, you can see just creating one row for me. It's not like it's creating another new table entirely for me. So understand the difference between your rows and your columns for you to add more if you've not added more also. Remember, do not always draw your table. Always insert your table so that you can have necessary modification when it's needed. So that is that about table. And once you have your table, you always notice that, let me click out first. Let me click out of table. Now, this is all what we have up here from 5 to 8. But once in insert, anything you do in insert always comes with maybe design or layout, or sometimes it comes with what format. So under the design or layout, you can come there, just play over it, and you see the difference of how you want your table to be. You don't want it to have lines, you can see. I'm sure you see things like this and you wonder how they do it. It's just table work. Just come. You have many here. Now have this. If you have this button, that means you have many. But if you have this button and a dash at the top, that means it has unlimited functions, as in is plenty. Opo, very plenty. So that is what that sign means. You have a triangle downward or upward, and it has a dash underneath or at the top. That means the functions embedded in that thing is very, very plenty, unlimited. So you can see it here now that these functions are many of how you want your table to look like. So if I click on this now, this is how my table will appear. So anyhow you want your table, you can do it like this. So the other one I was talking about the other time, I have to change this to black to a normal table so that you can see what I was talking about the other time. So this is just the plain table. Is it borders? So if you don't want any line under it, just click it. As you can see now, there's no line underneath it. If you don't want the line at the top, just click it. There won't be any line. If you don't want it at the left, you can click. If you don't want it at the right, and if you don't want any border, it appears like this. But if you want whole border, so if you want it to have all border, all the whole tables appear. If you just want it to have a box, so anything you want, just try this out. Also, the difference between this and the table style is that this will not give it color. Remember, in here we have many various colors and style of how you want it to be. So sometimes you would have seen a table like this that have shade of light colors, different colors. This is how they achieve the table. So that is that about table. So let's go back to insert. Let's click out so the other functions can show. So here we have pictures. So this is where you bring in any picture you want to insert in your text. So if I want a picture beside this text here now, and I click on picture, I want it from this device or I want to go online. So I want it from my system. Click on it. So another box will pop up. Anywhere you have your picture saved, you can just bring it out. So I have Kamala Harris here. So just insert. And you see, you have your picture. So like I said earlier, anytime you do anything insert, it comes with an option of its own. So now this one is format. Remember for the table it has design and then layout. But for the picture it's having just what format. So you can do anything you want with it. Correction and make it more dark. See a little bit blur. You can see the picture is changing. You want to design your picture anyhow you want it. So you can do that. You can come to color. Just try it out. Just work it out and be free. Be free with your mouth. Just make sure you're doing something that at the end of the day, when you present it or you show it or print it out, it looks beautiful and it looks aligned, it looks edited, and it looks formatted. So look as if you just do anything you want there. So and do all this there also. So that's what all this format or design is always about. You can change anything you want about the picture, everything. So in here also is the same. To be giving you a bit of glass effect. Remember, like I've said, this one to have a arrow down, then a line at the top, which shows that you have many things you can do. If you want it in a cycle, let me scroll down so that you can see how the cycle looks like. You can see now she has been enclosed in a cycle. It's okay. So you can reduce the picture. These angles here, all these dots that you're seeing shows that you can do what? Reduce those pictures. So just hold down your left mouse key and then drag. The pictures we do was reduce. So do not bother that much about it. So you can come here. This thing here means what? Rotation. So you can rotate it to angle 90 left, click vertical or what? Horizontal. Anyhow you want it to be flipped. So you can be like that. So you can move the picture anywhere you want. So now you have to come to your wrap text. If you are trying to move a picture within a document and it's not moving, that means the picture has been structured to be within that particular text. So there's no way it will move. So for you to change it so that you can move it freely to any place you want, come to wrap text, click on it, and click on square or tight. You can see now on tight now, I'm not even seeing the pictures again. On square, you can see the picture. So just click on the square. So now I can move the picture anywhere I want. You can see it's movable. But if it's in between text, in line with text, then you can't move the picture. See, to move in between text, the picture will not move to any place again. So always ensure that in case you're having issues with your picture. So that about what picture can bring forward or backward. This is appearing on your text. And line left, center, top or middle, any place you want it. So let's go back to insert. Out. Okay. So we're going to round up and stop at what? Shapes and then continue tomorrow. We end this Microsoft Word tomorrow and start with Excel also. Then by next tomorrow we start with what? Microsoft PowerPoint. So if you have any question, you are free to ask to be attended to, and the moderator is going to send your attendance form. It's very, very important that you fill in your attendance form so that your certificates can be awarded to you. Because if you don't know how many number of people attended or those that attended, there's no way you can make your certificates available for you. So ensure that you fill the attendance form to have a certificate. And remember also, an assignment is going to be given at the end of the 3 days training and is meant to be submitted within 2 weeks after the training. If that assignment is not done and submitted, then no certificate. So we're going to continue tomorrow from insert under shape to know how shapes work. Then I'm going to show you a document of where all these things are being applied. And tomorrow also we are going to create a little bit of a letterhead design using Microsoft Word. So in case you don't know much about graphic design or anything, you can still do a little bit of your design on Microsoft Word. So thanks so much for paying attention. I see you again tomorrow, and I hope you bring more of your friends or children or anybody who is willing to learn about Microsoft Word. So I still remain Suliat. Bye bye. Thanks also to Mind the Gap and Dini Engine for bringing this training to you, and I'm so delighted to be your facilitator. Bye bye.